I would like to discuss some very important things about science and scientific knowledge. We know that scientific attitude is a cherished goal, and in spite of lot of educational policies, curriculum framework, many changes in pedagogy, we are still to achieve scientific attitude. In India, we are running a large number of people science movement. Most of them are localized in certain areas for inculcating scientific attitude among the people. KSSP, Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad, is supposed to be the largest science movement working in Kerala, and it has made some difference in the lives of the people. As far as science is concerned, there is a misnomer that science is only limited to discipline, and especially natural sciences, physics, chemistry, biology, or life sciences. Disciplines like social sciences, languages are known as non-science, but it's absolutely incorrect. Science has nothing to do with discipline. Science is basically an approach. It is a way of doing things. If you walk on the left side of a road where there is no pedestrian way, you are doing science. Why? Because you are safe. There is a logic behind that. So walking on the left side of the road makes you safer. You support the traffic rule. So you are doing science. So don't see science in evidences only. The basic thing of science is logic. Some people believe that natural science is based on evidence only. It is incorrect, quite incorrect. Only a minuscule proportion of knowledge in natural sciences, or for that matter in social sciences too, is based on evidences. Rest of the knowledge is based on indirect evidences or logic. Although we always try to strive to get more and more direct evidences. So science progresses in a particular fashion, and that is true for social science, natural sciences, mathematics, and language for all. Language also is science, because you have particular sign. With that sign you make language, and that language is understandable to others. It is not like that you will utter anything and that will become language. Language is very much scientific. It involves logic. It involves how to pronounce a word, phonetics, many other things. So it's very much a science. Now I'll try to explain that. In natural sciences, a minuscule proportion of knowledge in natural science is based on evidence, direct evidence. We all of us know about atom and the structure of an atom. Basic things about the structure of atoms like neutron, protons, and electrons constitute atom. Now, no, we can't see electrons, protons, neutrons with our naked eyes. We have technology through which we perceive electrons, neutrons, protons on a screen, which is a strong indirect evidence. So the whole structure of atom, which you know, that is based on indirect evidence. Suppose you know the theory of Lamarck. Lamarck used to explain that acquired character is transferred into progeny, although later on it was found to be wrong. Later on, Darwin found various ontological evidences in support of his theory. were a species with particular character, which is not required now, or to which the environment is not favorable now, already exists in the population. And when the environment becomes favorable to that character, that proliferates. There is a fundamental example of Western Betullaria moth in Western Europe. The moth with light color was prevalent in population before Industrial Revolution, because the color of the bark where moths used to be sitting was light, so it was very difficult to predate. But when after Industrial Revolution the color of the bark turned relatively darker, in that situation it became very difficult, very easy for the birds to predate moths with lighter color. So the colors with darker color moths already available in population, although in very low number, proliferate with the change of the environment. So this Darwin came after Lamarck, but Lamarck, the contribution of Lamarck you cannot deny. If Lamarck were not there, it might be possible that Darwin might not be there. So science progresses, and we strive hard to get direct evidence. So direct evidence is very important. Its importance cannot be negated, but saying that science is best only on direct evidence is quite wrong. You might be knowing Thomas Kuhn, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, and that book clearly explains how science makes its progress, how science progresses. Problems are accumulated and solutions are found in the existing paradigm. If existing paradigm fails to provide the solution, in the meantime some new solutions come, then that solution or that theory which provides the better solution becomes the paradigm. Right now theory of relativity is a paradigm, and all problems related to theory of relativity is done in that frame. But still some problems are being accumulated. Off and on you might be reading in the newspaper that theory is being challenged or some solutions are not there. Might a time will come that explanation will change and that theory will be replaced by another. The basis of science is logic. And you can also say the basic of science is not proof, it is falsification. Popper's falsification is very important for the science. Suppose you can prove a particular thing in various ways, but if you falsify it with only one way, then whole edifice is shattered. Okay. So basically, science and its understanding is not so complex if taken in a common way. And even most of the people having common sense knowledge. And that common sense knowledge is very close to science. All farmers know pesticides can be used in the farmland. That kills the pest. They also know the side effects. But they don't know the whole process. How this chemical works on the pests. What is the chemistry, whole chemistry behind? Or whole biochemistry behind? They don't know. But what they know is not wrong. That is right. So common sense sometimes gives light to the science. For example, there are various such incidents. One incident that when rats used to be falling from the roofs in earlier times, then people used to talk that plague will spread. Now This common sense knowledge come from the common experience of the people. Later on it was found that rats are the host, one of the hosts for the plague, and that was basis was right. So common sense provide you that common sense may be the torchlight for the scientific knowledge. And kind of common sense is inherent with the scientific, is inherent in the scientific attitude. If you have scientific attitude, definitely you have better common sense knowledge. You might be knowing the interaction of various disciplines, various subjects. You would be able to provide better logic. You would be able to provide basic, you would be more rational. Many religious problems, suppose rights, or many other casteism, and many such social, evils in the society. That is due to we don't having scientific knowledge. Scientific attitude. And mind it, a person having lot of knowledge in the discipline, maybe physics, never means that that person will have scientific attitude. I have seen a professor of physics stopping his car on the road while the road was crossed by black cat, and he waited till another person from the other side crossed the road. What is this? It's strange. A professor of physics his behavior is so superstitious. So having knowledge of theories, having knowledge of hypothesis, having knowledge of laws is no guarantee that you are a scientific person. A person of language may be highly scientific. A Maithili professor may be very scientific. A professor of Urdu may be very scientific. A rickshaw puller may be scientific. And it is a wrong notion. A person sitting on the rickshaw knows more about the rickshaw. How is it possible? It's not at all possible. You know the science? Science has a certain, doing science involves certain processes. It may be very simple, it may be very complex, but logic is the same. And the basic logic that we try to collect evidences, we try to collect data, and on that basis we try to interpret things. Okay? Now the data is different in science, in natural sciences, and different in social and behavioral sciences. Suppose you are wanted to know the opinion of a particular populace towards university professor, or towards a politician, or towards a political party. What you will do? You will try to find out the opinion of the sample. And knowing opinion you can know that opinion through various tools. You can use various tools. We have qualitative tools, we have quantitative tools. In social sciences, we work with we are always in interaction with the society. We interact with the peer groups, we interact with the friends, we interact with the family, we interact in society, we interact in the institutions. We are always interacting with the people. That's why the opinion today might change after 1 year. Suppose in between some certain things happen that might affect our opinion, and at the same time affect us or affect our opinion. In natural sciences, this possibility is not there. The reliability and validity of the tool is better than social sciences. And once you have devised a technology or devised a process, you can work very easily. Suppose you so far you don't have any technology to create the vacuum. Now it is very difficult task. You can't work. If you wanted to do some work in vacuum, you can't do. But once that technology is created, it's all easy. But such is not the case in social sciences. In social science, even you have technology, that technology is not capable to measure the traits, the attitude, the temper in the same way as you measure things in natural sciences. In natural sciences, you might have absolute zero. In social sciences, even idiot has certain trait, even little bit of trait. So nothing starts from zero. If zero is there, that is assumed zero. As far as process is concerned, there is hardly any difference in doing natural science, social sciences, language and mathematics. Suppose you try to explore, you know that Harappan civilization is urban civilization. We have evidences. After digging, found the structure found was that resembles with the urban city. So we know that Harappan civilization is urban civilization. We came to this conclusion after getting evidence after digging a particular place in Lothal and all that, Kalibangam. There are many such places where we found the structure after digging. That structure was like urban structure. There was granary, there was coins, roads and many other things. So we came to the conclusion that Harappan civilization is an urban civilization. Suppose we try to explain the theory of the origin of the state. We have various theories, from divine theory, Devi Siddhant, to contract theory. But some theories provide better explanation. And we try to find out, we try to change explanation in light of the coming evidences. When we get new evidences, then explanation change. As in the case of Darwin, we have many ontological evidences, and now we talk of new Darwinism. So we try to find out evidences, but in absence of evidences, science does not stop. Now I would try to throw some light on the process of the science or method of the science. We know that this modern scientific method, that is hypothetical deductive method, is most acceptable in modern period. We say that knowledge